Hello and welcome to a quick and easy tutorial on getting Zotero set up for your research and writing workflows. Zotero is one of our favorite tools at the Graduate Theological Union. It's free, it organizes all your research, and it cites your sources in perfect Turabian. Um, we have a more fuller explanation of Zotero. Today's video is just going to be a quick guide to the things that you'll be using every day. So, what you'll need to do is go to Zotero.org and then download both the software, Zotero 7, and the browser connector. And then you can start to use the amazing features of Zotero, which include making the writing process and citation process so much smoother. Let's dive in. As you can see, I'm in a Word document, and after installing Zotero, there's a nice little tool tip up here for adding citations and adding my bibliography. I've already gotten started and added a few footnotes with the click of one button. You can see that it automatically shortens citations, does the long form, italicizes what you need to, keeps your footnotes in order. Let's go ahead and add a citation so you can see what it looks like. Just go over to Zotero and I add my citation. Now it's suggesting something that I've been looking at in my Zotero library recently. I'm going to go ahead and click that. You can also go off of your memory and look for a particular author. You can add multiple authors to your footnote as well and just type in your page number. I'll hit enter to go ahead and add that footnote. And then you can see it added that fourth footnote, adding two long form citations into that one note. Of course, I can also add any explanatory text by clicking in, like so. Here is my bibliography page. I'm done with my wonderful paper. With the magic of Zotero, I just go up and I add my bibliography. Look at that, alphabetized. Even that nasty hanging indent is ready to go there. So you may notice that this item is not in uh, the right citation form. I'll go ahead and fix that later. I just wanted you to see how magical, easy, and quick Zotero is. So here is Zotero, the software, Zotero 7. And you'll see on the left, you can add library folders, collection folders to your library of items. Imagine organizing the chapters of your dissertation or organizing the materials you use in a particular class. You can create sub-collections as well. When your teacher gives you the syllabus at the beginning with the ISBNs of the course textbooks, you can just click this magic wand, add those ISBNs, and quickly have the full information on the item and be able to find it easily. You can also add notes for each item, so you could take notes as you are reading. Here in the center pane, you can see information like title, author, publication year, the date I added it, and whether or not I have the PDF for a particular article. Remember that you will have limited online storage through Zotero. That's the one thing they charge for. So you may want to set up cloud storage like through OneDrive or Google Drive for your articles or book scans. Over here on the right pane, we can see information about this particular book. You can see these icons will also tell you whether it's a book or an article. Let's click over to this one that had the nasty all caps. I'm going to go ahead and change that. And back to my Word document in the Zotero menu. When I fix something, I can just refresh. And you can see that nasty all caps is done. So sometimes the computer doesn't know that it brought something in all caps. You might have to manually edit, and that's a very useful tool to have. You can even search your library by an author or a keyword or anything, and the relevant items will come up. Here's an interview that I've added to the library. Here's a book where I have a PDF of a particular book chapter, as well as some notes that I've taken on that chapter. You can add whatever files you want to a particular item. So you can attach a link, you can add a file, all sorts of things to organize your research right there. You can also manage your notes in the right pane. So it shows attachments and notes, as well as the subject headings that came over for this particular book. So, how do I add items to my collection? If you already have a vast library of PDFs, what you might be doing is opening your folder organization and navigating to where you have your PDFs and just dragging and dropping. Notice that this one looked different from the other ones, and then you just gave it a few seconds, and Zotero read the data encoded in the file and gives me the journal, the volume, the issue, all the things that I might need. And I have that PDF. You can also begin to read and take notes on your attachments. Across the top here, you can highlight individual pieces of information and have a system for your highlights. You can also have some sort of underlining that you may want to be doing as well. Over here, I can click and add some commentary. This For graphs or charts, you may want to highlight or draw something to the side, and your drawing will capture a snapshot of that particular page. If you don't like something, you can simply click on the three dots and delete it. Very powerful annotation tool. You can have multiple tabs open with all sorts of different articles going back and forth and highlighting. When you finish a document, you can then add a note from your annotation so you can easily copy quotes into your Word document. So you can add by dragging and dropping. You can also add from web searches, catalog searches, all sorts of things. That's why you install the connector. Now, I'm using Chrome, and if you're using a school or work account, sometimes your administrators lock down your ability to add things to Chrome. So be sure to use your personal account so that you can install the Chrome connector and use the full power of Zotero. I find that it's very useful to go directly to the publisher site or the database site, and then your Zotero connector icon will change depending on the item type. So I'm just going to go ahead and click. And you notice that it's going into my spirituality folder. I can always switch it to a different folder in my library. And the PDF is coming over. Perfect. Here's another example of adding with the connector. Here we've got books in the Internet Archive, and my icon has changed to a book. I'm going to go ahead and add that one. Notice no PDF came over, but it will keep the URL, so I can come on back and read online. You should always have Zotero open when you're saving things with the Zotero connector. That makes it just easier on your process. You can see over here that we've got the attachments. There may be some items in your library that would not have this for whatever reason. You would simply right-click on a particular item, and there will be a search find full text menu option so that you can see if Zotero will search for you and find the item. Another thing to make sure to do is to sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out for a second. You'll want to click the login and you can register for a free account. Something might happen to your laptop, or you might be working on multiple computers. It's nice to have your Zotero data saved to the cloud. So make sure to register for a free account. There are all sorts of good settings under the Zotero menu in Mac, Edit in Microsoft, and you just add your account under syncing. That way, all your data is nicely backed up. Let's continue to show you the power of citation using Google Docs. So when you install Zotero, your Zotero will show up here in Google Docs. Just make sure you're not signed in to a school account or a work account. Often IT restricts the ability of these extra programs to add themselves on into Chrome. Usually is the main thing where that happens. So use your personal account so you can take advantage of all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a great fact that I then need to cite. So we're going to add a citation. The first time that you activate this, you want to allow Zotero to access Google Docs to access your Zotero. Sometimes your Zotero pop-ups might float to the back, so always keep an eye out for those extra pop-ups. The first time you add a citation, it will ask you which citation method. If you don't see the one you need, you can add it from Zotero's online library. Here, 17th is fine. So once you've chosen your style, you can then select from items that you have open in Zotero. I'll go ahead and do that. And here it's adding your perfect footnote. Let's add another one. And let's just add one more. All right, so there's our footnotes. Get this down to the bottom of the page where it belongs, or add it in the footer. However, oh, look, it automatically stopped. That's wonderful. To Zotero, let's go ahead and add that bibliography. And here they are. Perfect. So there is where all of your citations live, along with the refresh button. Another cool feature is that, say you submit a paper to a journal that uses its own citation style, you can switch to that other citation style, download the citation style you need. And then we're just going to switch this entire paper into APA. So there's the in-text citation there. Let's say you are working on a group project and you realize that your group members have not added in the full bibliography. You can, in Zotero, select the entire things that you know you've all worked on, and let's go ahead and bring this back up. You can drag those citations in just like that to add them to your bibliography document. And there they are. Another cool feature when you sign in to your Zotero online, so I'll go ahead and log in, is the ability to create groups so that you can work collaboratively on adding your sources and adding notes together. So all you do is simply create a name. You can invite people or leave it completely open for people to invite themselves. So that is a unique feature for group work. These are just a few of the top features of Zotero. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial, and please watch the full tutorial for a more in-depth walkthrough of everything that Zotero can do for you. Thank you.